And that was the sound of Teiwa with Chosen live on Represent. You're listening to me, Nai. I am here until 11 a.m. and I am joined by my special guest. And he's extremely special. Do you know why? Because he has come all the way from the United States to see me.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say it's just to see me.
You're actually right.
We got Al-Teron in the building. Make some noise.
Appreciate you having me.
I appreciate you coming here. I mean, that's a lot of mileage that you've done.
Yeah, it was cool.
Is this your first time in the UK?
Yes, first time.
What's the verdict?
So far, so good. I mean, I can say that the energy is a little different, but
yeah, for
me, I exude positivity, so that's naturally what I get from people.
You do have such a positive vibe.
Yeah, man.
Have you always been like that?
No, not at all. I'm actually from New Jersey.
Okay.
So I was what you could say a product of my environment. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I used to get into riff and cause riff.
Okay.
You know what I mean? My mom moved me down south and I was introduced to Southern hospitality. Mm-hmm. And I guess you could say the rest is history.
So what's the difference between Northern hospitality to Southern hospitality? Because I never understand this.
It's a bit more aggressive. You feel as if, just based on how society trains you to feel everyone's against you, or more so, what do you want? So naturally, if we're walking down the street, maybe not you because you're beautiful, but a regular person will be like,
I'm blushing.
Yeah, what, can you curse or no?
No,
okay,
morning show.
Okay, I'm glad. So a regular person will be like, yo, what you looking at? You know what I mean? Whereas in the South, it's like, hey, how you doing?
Okay.
Hey, what's going on?
I see what
you start off positive. You don't assume someone's getting you.
I see what you mean. Well, I feel like UK is very mixed. So I'm not actually from London. I'm from a city called Bristol. We're very friendly. Whereas you come here and people are a little bit more like you said, maybe aggressive, maybe a little bit more standoffish.
I think that's the word, standoffish. Yeah. Because like I've literally, since being here, smiled at people and said, hey, how you doing? And they look at me like, you don't know me.
Yeah. In London, everyone minds their business.
Yeah. So I respect it. You know, you get in where you fit in.
I love it. So for the people that are tuned in right now, they're going to be wondering, okay, who is this person? Who is on my mic right now? So please tell us, who is Al-Teron?
Al-Teron is an artistpreneur. You know what I'm saying? Like I do
an
entertainment.
Artistpreneur.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm feeling that. Say it again.
Yeah, I'm an artistpreneur. So
I love that.
Yeah, I am in the entertainment industry, but that doesn't define me. That's why I say entrepreneur, because I have an all-natural hair care and skincare brand. Mm-hmm. And entrepreneurship is what I try to push to the youth. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, truthfully speaking, I'm in control of my destiny.
Amen.
When I'm, pushing my situation.
I love it. So tell us a bit about the business first, because I know you've got, and can I say there's product placement happening right now? Product placement.
Come on now, we here.
We got some hair care products here.
Yeah, hair care, skincare. So the brand name is Island Twist.
Okay.
Started in 2017. My brother Camilo, it was actually his idea. I was full-fledged in entertainment. So he was like, yo, Freeze, we need to get into hair care and skincare. We were already working for a well-known brand in the States. They're actually international, but we were selling their product. And he was like, yo, we could do this ourselves. And initially, I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm going to stand behind what you say, and I'll show up financially and give you some time as I can, but this isn't my thing. And I ended up booking my first project, the Bobby Brown story, when we were supposed to go do a hair convention. And he actually taught me a life lesson, because he went to go close a $30,000 deal. I went to go film and thought I was about to become famous, but I didn't. And it taught me that life is about making decisions. And I had to simply learn that it's a fake world. Like, there's no such thing as, oh, I'm about to make it. You have to literally work forever. You know, so you got to have some sort of desire to achieve something that you haven't seen. And this is just my perspective. You know what I'm saying? So Al-Teron is the overall person that can't be stopped. I feel like I could do whatever I want to do.
I love that. You're so ambitious, and you obviously mentioned a lot of really great things there, especially, the Bobby Brown story, which we will tap into a little bit later. But what is it that's kind of made you want to channel your passions into your own business? Because I feel like a lot of people do start businesses, and it's hard. It's not easy. You got to get clients. You got to do business deals. Do you always feel like you have always kind of championed being your own boss, like since you were a kid? And also, do you feel like you need to have qualifications and what do you guys call it, degrees and things like that, to be able to become successful in your business venture?
Great question. Honestly, I have to blame that on being a product of my environment. Like, New Jersey created a hustler when it came to me, because I was intrigued with those who got money fast, and that's typically the hustlers, those getting it in a way which your freedom can be taken from you. So to transition it, the hair care and skincare business moves just like the drug game. Like literally, these products are needed, and the product speaks for itself. We've created a lifestyle brand. You know what I'm saying? So it's like every day it aligns with what I got going on. I put the products in my hair. I use the products on my body. I provide it to the community. It's one of those situations where not only am I showcasing as possible, I got something that's hot. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta lean into it. I didn't always understand what we had, you know what I mean? But with experience, you know what I'm saying, you learn and you begin to realize, and then you just simply, how they say, you pop it. Like you stand on it. Like, nah, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Who cares what you're doing?
So did you have to study, or did you do any business qualifications, any courses?
Not at all.
Okay.
I learned from the streets. Like we started out the trunk. Like most businesses, we literally started making the products ourselves. Our first, we had a 10,000 piece order we did by hand. We labeled,
10,000.
heat press, filled the bottles. It was crazy. So that was actually an order, excuse me, to go to Saudi Arabia, and that's when I actually started taking the business serious because I saw the possibilities. And yeah, now we have full manufacturing, distribution, everything.
I love that, and we are going to be right back. So many gems to unpack with Al-Teron. Stay tuned. But up next, let's play a bit of Sir. Do you like Sir?
Yeah,
you must know about Sir. If you don't, get out the studio right now.
Nah, we here.
Do people call you Al for short?
Yeah, they do.
They say Al. Hey, Al.
Yeah. Actually, I grew to a point where I didn't like it. Like, now I'm cool. Because it really just simply boils down to, are you pure? You're not going to shorten my name just because you want to. Some people are like, yo, you ain't got nothing easier to say. And I used to lean on that. Yeah, just call me out. Nah, you going to respect me now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but now you cool, though. Like, don't get me wrong. You good.
No, I have a thing of nicknaming people, but I always like to ask first, because like you said, it's a big thing, actually. Like, people will always shorten your name. Like, because my name is Nyamka, but everyone's always just been like, can I call you Nye? Or that's a bit hard to say.
Nyamka.
Yeah.
That's unique. That's dope.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So tell me a bit about your kind of creative side. I mean, you're creative all over, and when people watch this interview back, they're going to see, like, the drip is dripping right now. It's dripping with sauce, right? From your hair to your style.
Yeah.
Where did this all come from? Because I know, did you come out the womb with this sort of vision, or what?
Nah. First of all, let me just say thank you tremendously. I didn't always have even this confidence you see. All of this stemmed from an internal insecurity. Wow, I didn't know that chocolate was beautiful. I didn't know that I even possessed what it is that I do.
Because of the way society conditions.
Yeah, the way society.
Yeah.
I can't say like black people, because that's the thing. Like, my mother made me feel whole. And my mom made me feel good, but at the same time, societal voices played a bigger factor for me. Like, those, like, my friends, the girls that I grew up with, and the other guys are the ones that got the girls. You know what I'm saying? So for me,
but you're a good-looking lad.
Well, I appreciate that.
I'm surprised.
Growing up, I had just, again, we all go through what we go through to become what we're supposed to. Yeah. So for me, it was just a situation where I didn't know. You know what I mean? I had to be lost. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, now I'm found. You know what I mean? So initially, I was always fly. You know what I'm saying? Fashion became, because my mom is. So she used to keep me fly, but I didn't actually care. Now, as I've grown, or more so, you know what I mean, found myself, I love fashion. I love exuding energy. I like colors. I like expression. And fashion helps me express myself. The hair, all of it came together. Like, I do these things to create the idea of what is even possible. Like, if I show you, like you said, people when they naturally go back and check it out, if I don't know if they'll be able to see stuff like this, but like if I show you some of the things,
you literally have a basketball hoop created out of your locks.
Yeah, that is it's a man. You know what I'm saying? So my point is, the goal is to, again, for me, my goal is to shift the way society looks at those that look like me. It's like how you see me in this light. I need you to look at the guy who doesn't have his hair done and see what's possible. You shouldn't judge him before you speak to him, because I am him. You know what I'm saying? But because you see me in this way, you're going to feel inclined to think that maybe I'm safe, think that maybe I'm cool, think that, but that's not fair. So that's really what I'm coming for.
And the lock styles itself, because that is pure art. Like, how have you made a basketball hoop out of your dreadlocks? Like, that is crazy. Do you do this yourself?
Nah, not at all.
You have a special talented person helping out with that?
Yeah. I've had, always, actually, I've always had someone in my scalp, doing my hair. And like I travel to get my hair done. I go to Florida every time to get my hair done now.
Okay, and where do you live?
I live in LA.
Okay. Oh gosh, how long's the flight?
Like 5-6 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But it's worth it when you come out of
so
excellence like that.
It's so worth it. Just the energy, just the result. It's dope.
What advice would you give to people listening in that aren't, especially people that, you know, want to locks or have locks already? Because I feel like you touched on that. It's never seen. Like my dad, for example, has dreadlocks, and I remember people used to like bully me at school and say like my dad don't wash, like people with dreadlocks don't wash their hair and things like that. So what advice would you give people now listening in with dreadlocks, like to love it and embrace it and do really cool styles like what you do?
I mean, truthfully, you have to believe in something, because in the beginning I was the only one that believed in this, and it started, like the lock journey started because I wanted to be a rebel. I wanted to get locks when I was a kid, and my mom said no. She thought it was like thuggish. Now she's my biggest supporter. So you have to simply believe, because if it was up to her, I would have cut it when I had a fro, when she told me it looked like a female fetus on my head or something. She said something crazy. Yeah, she tried playing me out, saying I needed a haircut one day. And I mean, now we're here. So you gotta stay down and stand on what it is you believe. And if that's the future, then hold on to it.
I love it. I love it. So let's move on to you and your acting. Okay. Because you're a man of many talents, clearly. When did it start, and how did you get into it, and what project? I always ask more questions in one question.
Nah, so yeah, I'm like, okay, boom.
Yeah,
okay,
boom, boom, boom. It just comes out of me like lava. What project are you most proud of as well? Tell us.
All right, so how I got started, I was actually working as a server in a restaurant.
Okay.
It's called Outback Steakhouse, whatever. This girl was a hostess. She thought I was actually funny and was telling me I should come to a class. And at the time, I had just dropped out of college. So I'm like, what? Nobody trying to go to class? You know what I'm saying? But she convinced me by saying there's a lot of girls there. So I was like, oh, word.
Oh, word.
Yeah, I'm pulling up. So next thing you know, I pulled up. And I don't know if you're familiar with Terry Vaughn. Steve Harvey is a known comedian in the States.
Yes.
And he used to have a show back in the day, him and like Cedric the Entertainer, where they were working at the high school.
Right.
And Levita was the secretary on the show, and she was actually running the class. So at the time for me, which she still is, I respect her, she's like a mentor. But at the time for me, that's a celebrity. So I'm like, yo, what the, you know what I mean? And it happened to be an acting class, and they were short on men. So she asked the guys, it was like 3 of us, but the other 2 were there already. She says, yo, do y'all mind like doubling up, maybe tripling up on scenes? We got a lot of women, and you just never know. So the other 2 guys were like, yeah, we cool. So I was like, yeah. So I didn't know what I was even doing. So she gave me the first scene. I'm looking at it, I'm reading it. It's like a flirtation scene. So I'm just pretty much like, no, I'm saying, like, how you doing?
It's the voice
you know
change.
What I'm saying? So for me, it was just natural. I thought of someone I knew. So she gave me another scene where I kind of got belligerent.
Okay.
And she then asked, this can't be your first time, and it actually was.
Wow.
So I'm actually one who internally is a natural. Yeah, just in terms of being in front of the camera at this point, after doing the work, being comfortable with myself, things of that nature, and I've been doing it ever since. It gave me a new sense of consistency. Acting became a new best friend. It gave me something to challenge myself. Because it's not easy. Like, you know what I mean? And again, it keeps me sane when it comes to feeling connected to the fake world. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody want to taste. Don't get me wrong, like I do love to be told my work was great, but in all actuality, I knew that because I put the work in. But it's still, you know, like that vibe. Oh, you saw that? Yeah. Like, you know, so.
Who has been the most interesting person you have met so far whilst filming?
That's while filming. I'm probably have to say Method Man.
Wow, what was that like?
It was dope. We just did a movie with Sanaa Lathan. It's actually out now on Paramount Plus called On the Come Up. It was just in theaters tail end last year. So we're on Delta flights right now. Like it's currently up. But
congratulations.
Method Man, thank you. Method Man was so just authentic. Like, you know what I mean? He takes the craft so serious. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to see someone who's come from a completely different side of the spectrum thrive as well as he does, like, and then on top of that, he's not a gatekeeper. Like, he genuinely gives game towards you becoming a better version of yourself inside the industry and as a person. And our conversations were short-lived because we were working, but even when we did get a chance to have it, like it stuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, his energy is pure.
What's your thoughts on Ice Spice Al-Teron?
Truthfully speaking, I don't have any thoughts. I'm excited for her to have a career, or at least even have an opportunity to change her family's trajectory. You know what I'm saying? But I don't listen to her music, if we're being honest. I know of her because she has been viral, and I mean, she does look good. You know what I'm saying? So,
she is. I think she's viral because of her looks. Me personally.
Yeah. Because it's like, I actually tease my uncle all the time, and more so play with the fact that I could do music right now, just off image alone. Because in this day and age, it's all about gimmicks. Not saying she was a gimmick, but you know, it's funny. People call her industry plant because of the fact that she just came out of nowhere and just gone. Yeah. But I think it's just destiny.
I don't know. I sound like a bit of a hater for her, but I do you know, it's because I meet so many talented musicians on a daily basis that don't even get a fraction, and now she's got a lot of work to do, in my humble opinion.
Of course,
she's not terrible though. Because obviously she's doing all right, but I just
see. I don't know what she's doing, but it's one of those, to me, that's like new gen. I like old school music. Yeah. I like, you know what I'm saying, classical, and then in the current time, it's only a select few people that I listen to because mostly everybody's saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Music has changed. But I want to continue to talk about acting, because the reason why I even came across yourself is because I saw a clip on TikTok of a guy who's your bestie, I'm gonna say, your Burnham. We call it gang Burnham here.
Yeah, that's my brother. That's my brother.
And when I was watching his story, I could see the chemistry between you two. So I was like, you two look cool. Who are you? And then that's when I come over, and now I found you. So his name is Mike?
Yeah, Mike Merrill.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell me about you guys' bromance, because it's something I actually love to see.
Well, so we met on the set of Bobby Brown. Okay. We did the Bobby Brown story. So I actually,
and that's a good. Didn't that win an award? A BET award, right?
Yeah. I believe it was NAACP or something along.
Wow.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on that. But
but it was. I remember it won an award. Definitely.
Yeah, they definitely did their thing.
So you guys met. What was that like? Was it love at first sight in a Burnham way? In a Burnham way.
Pause.
In a Burnham way.
Nah. All jokes aside, it was, and what I mean by that is I was actually warned about hanging out with him because, but again, I was actually warned by someone who's in fear of someone like Mike, who has energy like myself. So what they warned me from, I actually was attracted to, in terms of, or more so drawn to, because that's why people don't like me at times, because my energy is so powerful. If you don't have equal energy, you're gonna be inferior. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll put it this way: me and Mike walk in the room, and energy can be there, but we're leaving with it. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. So we've been at it ever since. Like literally, we moved to LA together. We got a house. We book together. We pray together. We cry together. Like it's one of those situations. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? And
I love that.
I genuinely appreciate him because he helps me become a better version of myself.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And we actually got a third too. It's actually 4 of us. But
oh wow.
Yeah, Simeon Days. He's an actor as well. He's on All American. Okay. But he's an actor, and that's one of my brothers. He was on the Bobby Brown. We all met together. So me and Simeon.
This project is bringing a lot of you guys together. This Bobby Brown shows.
Yeah. I learned a lot from that particular project, from them, and then even the experience itself. Just with how they treated us, but more so the industry, not even per se to make it personal and say how they treated us, but just how the industry treats beginners. I vowed to not do that with people. That's why I love speaking to people. I want to give any game that I've ever gotten, because there's still so much more for me to acquire, but look where I am now. How can I not help someone get to at least where I am? There's no one there for me. You know what I'm saying? So
I want to ask you a question, because I feel like this is something that's very common, especially within black men. How do you guys, you said you pray together and you cry together. I think that's beautiful, because I'm one of those people that think black men really don't show emotion because they've been taught not to. Men in general, but I think specifically black men, and that's why suicide rates in men are so high. What makes you and your gang, you and Mike in particular, so confident to be so open and vulnerable with one another? Because I feel like a lot of the guys are very much, I ain't crying with my boy. That's, you know?
Yeah, so it's actually a great question, because it's a topic that's rarely spoken on. When it comes to acting, you have to literally shed any I guess you could say, fakeness towards you. So it's like you have to be willing to deal with any emotion, because how are you going to be able to get back to feeling that when it's time to portray it? You know what I'm saying? So we genuinely try to go through what it is life sends us and deal with it however God plans on us to deal with it, because clearly that was what we were supposed to go through. So I don't know, like we're not afraid. Like what would you be afraid of? Embarrassment? Why do I care about what you think in regards to what's gonna make me feel right? What's gonna make me feel whole? What's gonna make me feel like I can do anything? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I think it's just lack of fear.
I love that. And speaking of you guys laughing together, praying together, I bet you guys are out in these streets together, because you're both good looking lads. I've been watching, I'm not gonna lie. So tell me, how do you work your game on the ladies? And are you both ladies men? Where I'm come from, we call it gallus.
Oh, is that like the song Gallus?
Yeah, that's what a gallus is.
Oh wow, okay.
Out here in these streets with all these women.
You know what? So wait,
not
I'm not sure.
Jealousy coming through.
I'm not sure if this is frowned upon, but do people skip questions or? Nah.
I'm drawing you out. That's what I do on my show.
All jokes aside, one thing we try to do is maintain proper communication, right? So let me just say that first of all, because most men, regardless of age, won't ever acquire the necessary tools to effectively communicate. Right. So one thing that we do is truthfully communicate when it comes to women, and we will genuinely tell them where we are versus what we're trying to get out of a situation. Right. And at that point, if you desire something further than what we've just discussed, that's no longer on us, because we've done our part. There are plenty of women that, well, first of all, let's just keep it G. Mike is treated like a piece of meat, and he actually doesn't like that. Like, don't get me wrong, you appreciate it, but he wants someone to connect with him. Like, you know what I mean? Because he can't control how he looks. He didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So when you reach a certain age, things get old. So, you know what I mean? So now we're getting to an age where it's like, yo, we gotta start thinking about building a family and creating the foundation, because those are the days we're currently in. That's why we tell women we're not like actively dating and stuff like that, because we're doing the necessary things to build the foundation to be able to lead a family. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be intentional with how you move. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So obviously now you've touched the UK. What's your thoughts on us UK babes?
Yo, the babes are babing.
Are we babing?
Yeah, they I can't even hold you. So I've been kicking it with my mom. My mom looks a little young, so people be assuming that that's my piece. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, me and Mike, we do this thing where, let's just say we saw you and your homegirl, but we with our sister Deb. So we'll be like, hey, how you doing? Just so you know, I'm actually single. That's my sister.
Why do you not disclaimer?
So then they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I noticed you looking. I just wanted to at least confirm. So we actually can talk. So
I don't know what I do if you not came and said that to me. I'm like, okay. So
it's the London babes. Like, for me, I still deal with a piece of the insecurity where I'm afraid of rejection. So I don't naturally, like, I'm not gonna stop your day. Hey, excuse me, beautiful, how you doing? I couldn't help but notice from across the room. Ooh, that's just not me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not my style. Right. It has to be organic. Like, say you're passing by and you drop a pencil. Hey, you dropped this, and now this moment, you be like, oh, thank. I'm like, why are you in such a rush? What's going on? Like, yeah, well, we can just talk. Okay. You know what I mean? So it's gotta just flow. Like, if we locking eyes, then I'm gonna give you a.
Oh, you give the look.
Yeah,
okay.
It
all starts with a look. Yeah. So do you have any sneaky links? Do you know what that is? That's what we call it.
Sneaky links.
Sneaky links.
Actually, break down what you mean by sneaky
link. A sneaky link is essentially someone that, you know, you're not like dating publicly, but you know, like, you know, when it's Saturday night, you might be coming up to 10, 11 o'clock, your bed's feeling a bit cold.
Friends.
Sneaky link.
Yeah. Sneaky links?
Yeah.
With an S?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just in terms of, if that were to be the case, like, intentionally, I'm not out here just trying to give myself, because my brother Simeon actually is still teaching me to value myself. Because at times you lose sight. Let's just say, because you're beautiful, it's like, yo, let's get it popping. But I can't even allow you access to me. Like, you know, I have to learn how to say no, and not per se learn. I'm learning more. I think I can say I'm learning more how to value myself. And things like
honestly, that. I could speak to you all day, but we have to actually wrap it up, because the show is about to end. So I want to know, what is next for you? What is happening?
So in regards to the entrepreneurship side, because I always like to lead with that, because that's kind of how I want to be represented. I just closed a deal with a grocery store chain called Wegmans. Hey. They brought us in over 100 stores.
Amazing.
So that's currently what's unfolding. They just hit the shelves last week, actually.
Congrats.
So this is like fresh. In regards to acting or entertainment, I have a Netflix movie coming out in July with Jamie Foxx, John Boyega. It's called They Clone Tyrone.
Amazing.
It's a sci-fi situation.
Amazing.
Also, a Hulu project coming out later this year. And then I did a movie with, you may be familiar with, like Pineapple Express.
Yes.
James Franco.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so his mom actually was the writer of this movie that I was in. Oh, wow. I actually got to play a crackhead. So that's something different. Like, and that was a
smiles as he says, "I got to play a crackhead."
Yeah, that meant something to me because my Aunt Freddie was on drugs and things of that nature, and they actually let me name my character Freddie. Like, they let me rename because I told them how I connected to it, and it was dope. It was like a little mild homage to her. So I got a few projects and some things coming for next year. But for me, I'm realizing I'm just get used to seeing more of me.
I love
like
that.
I can't stay in the shadows for too much longer because this essence has to get out there. Like, people are begging for someone of my caliber to speak to the youth, and I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
That.
So real quick though, before we get out of here, I gotta just take this time to say how appreciative I am that you even reached out to me. Like, I literally came from the States and I'm in your world. I gotta say how proud of you I am. I've done some research, seen you at this and you on your journey, and you make it look oh so good.
Thank you.
Keep doing your thing. Sending you love, peace, positive energy, and light.
Oh, thank you. Stop! You're gonna make me smile and blush and cry at the same time. Thank you so much. Where can the people find you as well?
Socials. I usually use Instagram, Al-Teron, AL.TERON.
Thank you so much, and we will be right back. But for now, let's go in with some Eric IV. This one's entitled "Growing Me."